Hi, my name is Camila and my investigation project, it is called Heterodimer PMCA Vasogene, the effect of the mandatory subunit in the calcium ATPase activity of the plasma membrane calcium ATPase. And what does this mean? Well, let's analyze the title step by step. To begin with, PMCA are the initials for plasma membrane calcium ATPase, that is a protein located on the cell surface that is in charge of removing intracellular ions of calcium to the exterior of the cell in a process that requires energy. This energy it is provided by the ATP molecule, which is hydrolyzed during the process. So how does the protein work? We can define a reaction cycle where the protein can exist in two main conformations known as E1 and E2. E1 is the conformation that has higher affinity for calcium, so intracellular calcium binds to this state. Then the molecule of ATP is required, so the protein can be phosphorylated, and so then the conformational change can occur, leading to the enzyme to the state that has lower affinity for calcium, and thus this ion can be released to the extracellular medium. So when we talk about calcium ATPase activity, is this what we are referring to? The transport of one calcium ion from the intracellular space to the extracellular medium, coupled to the hydrolysis of one molecule of ATP. So a way of measuring this activity is by quantifying the amount of ATPase molecules that are consumed during a period of time. So we are going to apply this to compare or to analyze how does this activity of the protein change in the presence of Vasogene. And what it is Vasogene? It is a mandatory subunit that it has been recently discovered that it is bind to the calcium ATPase. But it has been proposed that PMCA will not be active in the absence of this subunit. But we are not completely sure about this, so what we are going to do is to measure calcium ATPase activity with the mandatory subunit and without it. We are also going to analyze if this interaction affects the affinity of the protein for calcium. So analyzing this would enable us to characterize the effect of the mandatory subunit on the calcium ATPase activity. So this is basically what the project is about, and I hope you like it.